Part2, GSL Season 3, Code S, Reversal.
What's up, everybody? We're back. It's tied up 1-1 right now. Before we go into Game 3, though, if you are in the audience and you're listening to this, hang on to your tickets. We have a giveaway at the end of the show. There's a number on there. If they call your number out, you can win a photo album, very rare here at the GSL, or you can win a StarCraft Cheese Zerger shirt.
Not as rare here at the GSL.
Not as rare. I think they print a lot of those at Blizzard.
Yes,
but
yes.
You can still get it. It's free.
Yeah. Don't forget about the finals tickets either.
Yes.
They are going to be online at ticketlink.co.kr. You can only buy 2 tickets as one person.
Right.
And those go on sale on the 23rd. That's Monday at 5 p.m. KST. The finals is going to be next Saturday, 1 week from today, starting at 5. I believe we're letting people in at 3:30, and there are going to be some tickets for sale. Obviously, you're going to have to come quite a bit earlier to get those.
Those will be standing tickets only. So if you're buying online, I would...
No, we have 35 tickets for seats as well. So if you get here early enough on the day...
Oh, really? Okay.
Then you can get a seated ticket.
Okay. If you're going to buy online, I would wait until that very moment that it goes for sale and get it as fast as possible to make it easier. That's going to make it easier for you to just get in and enjoy your day. But if you can't get it, come down at that time. And come watch our last finals of the year.
Yeah.
For GSL Code S, at least.
Yeah, it looks like 2 p.m. is when the tickets will start to be sold, I believe. So anyways, just make sure that you get your ticket because it always fills up for GSL finals. I mean, look, it's around at 4 and it's almost completely full.
We're almost to maximum capacity today. And this is, Saturday afternoon, round of 4 here. So you definitely want to be here. I mean, whether it's Trap versus Rogue or Maru versus Rogue, it's going to be a really great finals. And I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be just a week from now, again at 5 p.m. Instead of our usual 1 o'clock p.m. time here for Saturday broadcasts. Yeah. So we're going into map number 3. That's going to be on Kings Cove.
Yeah. So, so far, we have had some interesting games. They both did basically the same thing both games. In one, Maru got a ton of damage done. And, it was able to easily win from there. In the other, Trap held on, didn't take the damage, followed his build up with his next plan, and then was able to kill Maru with great disruptor shots like you pointed out. Kings Cove, don't think it'll look the same as those two, though.
Should be a different one. Let's find out. And that game's loaded up. Let's go.
Jin Air Green Wings, Trap. Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
So normally we do have long macro games here. It's kind of rare to see a game finish off quickly on Kings Cove. So kind of expecting that.
Yeah, what I'm watching for is Trap going to go for Phoenix's 4 of them again here? Is he going to have a totally different approach? And Maru also, so far, obviously the results have been quite different, but the ideas for starting points were the same here. So let's see if this continues on as a theme or if we do eventually have some deviations. Like I imagine eventually Maru's going to do proxy something, right? I mean, he's so known for that.
That might be the greatest mind game of all, is to never do that.
It's a good point, As we said at the start of this of today's show, it's 2 teammates, top tier in this matchup on each side, and they obviously are very close and have been together for a long time. So how exactly do they try to outwit each other when there's so much intel on each other?
It's very true.
From Sweden, welcome. Thanks for coming down. Again, great audience today here.
People stand in the back at this point. But, yeah. Kind of expecting similar play here out of Maru. Already we can see that Trap is mixing up. No Stargate play this time. It's going to go Twilight or Robo. We'll see momentarily here. I would imagine we're going to see a Twilight. Last time we saw him play a PBT on this map, I believe we saw Blink all in. Don't think that's what we're going to see here, although it is actually a very reasonable map for it because you have such a wide area on the side you can blink into the main base with.
It's very open. There's a lot of points you can pop in. That was especially popular in the start of 2019. But things are shifting pretty quickly here in the meta.
So the Stalker going to be chronoed right out to stop this Reaper that he knows is coming.
And that forces the Reaper to bounce out immediately and back off.
Yeah, look at this. He's hunting for it as well. I love it.
It looks like he's just going to barely not get it. Thinking maybe the Reaper was looping back around towards the natural. And this is going to be Blink here.
Yeah, not too surprised. Now, is it going to be a Blink all-in, or is it going to be something else? We will see. I mean, you can definitely play a very defensive Blink-based game on this map.
Yeah, that defensive style a lot of times is intended to try to catch medevacs and continue to grow, and you're just trying to defend and tech up. Whereas that Blink all-in is very much intended to try to come in there and hit the Terran very hard. Do you think it's fair to say that the Blink all-in against Terran is stronger if the Terran spawns in the upper left instead of the bottom right?
It, in theory, could be a bit stronger because of where the add-ons are.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, so I would say that, yeah, it can be, but you should adjust your building placements for that so that it doesn't affect as much. Obviously, that's very annoying. And as you get more buildings, it's harder and harder to do. But yeah, I would say it is a little bit stronger. So third base coming up. Macro play here. Not an all-in. Of course, the Twilight was not even scouted, but based on the units he's seen and the lack of Stargate units, I wouldn't be surprised if Maru has a good idea that this is Blink.
So here on Maru's side, we once again have a Raven coming. The eBay is about to finish, so he's going to continue to upgrade his army here. And, you know, thematic in all of today's games in this best of 7 is the Protoss expanding slightly ahead of the Terran. Terran appears to be opting for at least the option of a push, at least the option of taking a fight maybe somewhere on the map, and then probably just having to later expand. You know, unless we see something pretty dramatic, I don't necessarily think this is going to be something too crazy here from him.
I'm wondering if Maru can kill him. Okay, we see, because players play a little bit greedier on King's Cove because you have the ramps to defend.
Yeah.
You see this is a Blink opening. It's like one gate Robo, going into Observers, third Nexus, and double Forge, right? So he's kind of doing everything in the world all at once.
Yeah.
Whereas Maru's just doing the kind of safe standard opener. Obviously, Stim is a little bit quicker now. But yeah, I'm looking at this, and it's not like he's even making Immortals. Oh, okay, he finally does start an Immortal. So that is obviously very, very helpful. But sometimes we see this Terran push actually do good work against a build like this.
And sometimes if Terran gets in the right position, sometimes these areas that appear to be easier to hold because you have a ramp can end up being harder if the Terran gets a good setup. Oh my god, wait, what?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
Oh.
Just barely gets away.
I can't believe he didn't get the Raven. I think he almost misclicked there for a second. And now stepping in, eating some tank shots there. So the Raven does live. Again, the Raven is, if you're going to stop the push, besides, you know, tanks as well, but picking the Raven off is incredibly helpful. It allows you to spot up onto the high ground. All the different abilities that it has. I mean, it's so incredibly helpful.
Disabling Immortals or just making your whole army -2 armor for the battle, like those are gigantic.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the reasons that incentivizes a Terran to even push at this point in the game. So, we have the Stalkers coming out now. This is just to try to buy time. Anything you could do to slow the Terran down, make them reconfigure their army.
You know, I think he's going to have 1-1 right before he gets there.
Yeah, he will.
So all this slowing down has really worked out. There's not even a shield battery. Not even a shield battery. Look at this optimization by Trap.
Trap comes forward with one Zealot. He needs to spot and see, okay, where's the army? How much time do I have? A lot of when you're fighting against the Terran army is about positioning. Can you get to an engagement, or you can set your force fields up and trap some of those units so that your Zealots can come in there and do the damage. The Stalkers come in again, nick the Phoenix, and then back off.
He's using that thing as bait at this point. By the way, I gotta say, Trap nailed this build. He nailed it, man. Like, this is kind of the standard build that Terrans do in general, and it varies slightly, but he has so much right now. I don't think he can just attack into that. Maybe he's going to be crazy.
Okay, hold on. He's going to go for it. Oh, wow. He's stimming forward now. Not a good engage there for the Protoss.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's engaging.
I don't know. There's nowhere to trap this army, really.
Yeah, you can't force anything. Like, he threw a couple force fields down, but he's, like, going up a hill and stuff. The thing is, he had so many units. If he sits slightly more defensively, I think he's in such good shape.
Normally, the force fields pair with the ramps here, is that you can trap something on one side of the ramp and then attack into that, and then back up, more, warp in more.
Oh, this flank is going to be really good and really strong here.
How funny. He actually ends up unpowering the forges here. He's coming in here from behind.
All right, but Maru actually backing up. Oh, God, he hit his own units there. Going to have to boost out.
It's the second time he's done that, by the way. So,
you know what? Maru made the best of that situation because I think Trap overplayed his hands slightly there, but he didn't really get punished for it. Slows down the upgrades a little bit. Okay, that's cool. But other than that, he's still fine after that. Okay, so third base is up on both sides. Maru just barely behind as far as worker count goes, 60-65. Has to be pretty happy with that. He retained his medevac count. He retained the Raven as well. So these are really valuable long-term units that he doesn't have to reproduce. He's getting into the Liberators, which is exactly what you want right now.
Okay,
Very strong-looking game on both sides.
Yeah, I like the counterattack here. There's enough Zealots they can basically ignore those Marauders, try to go for some workers. Here we go. Maru a little bit late with the burrow there, but he does back up. Force fields come down once more. Zealot count thinning out pretty considerably, but he does lock Terran out of getting onto the high ground.
Kind of a funny anti-armor missile there when he's stuck behind force fields, but it's all right. Still dealing with that harassment at home as well. The Zealots running loose, but haven't really killed the economy of Maru. The Prism in here. Okay, now it's getting really annoying.
Okay. He's actually starting to really hurt the worker count here. 16 kills is quite a bit. That's actually more than I even realized until I saw that on the counter there. And he can continue to warp in. Is there enough Marines to actually stop this? Yeah, just barely. So he slows that down because, had that warped in, that would have been a lot more kills over there. But he's completely interrupted the third. You know, with Maru tempo-wise taking bases slower, it's much more painful when these harasses come in because he's just not going to be able to catch up in minerals as quickly. And this is all being said as at 12 o'clock, Trap has taken a fourth base, and Trap is now advancing here to try to box Maru in.
Well, now that he has High Templars added into this army, definitely a new level of scariness. Maru's army, though, is still quite strong. It's very Marauder-heavy against a very Zealot-light army of his opponent, so I feel like that's really nice. And his SCV count, even though he lost a lot of SCVs, his economy is still solid. He's still got almost a completely saturated three-base economy.
Keep in mind, same situation that we had for Protoss applies to Terran. It's much easier to hold at the ramp. It's why players basically always get 3 bases on this map.
Yeah, you cannot attack up there. It can't be done. He's acting like it can be done. It can't, though.
Oh, here we go. He's blinking forward. Storm comes down. He could easily storm those workers, and he does. Oh, my God. 19 worker kills.
Maybe it can be done.
It can be done.
If you're trapped and you have 7 High Templars with Psy Storms, it can be done. That was insane. I can't believe he went up that ramp.
Okay, and I think this is going to be the closer here. He will snipe out the CC, knocking Maru into 2 bases.
My God.
Meaning Trap doubles expansions here.
Trap is so strong in this matchup. He is just
so sick, man. Look at this.
He is breaking ridiculous positions.
He is steamrolling.
His harassment has been so on point.
GG.
Wow.
Whoa.
I think that
Trap is scary.
His flank against the main push at his base obviously was really nice to break it and all. I think he overextended slightly before that. I'm surprised he went up the ramp, but hell, he wrecked him with that many High Templars, that many Psy Storms, just forcing the zoning back, got those Liberators out of there.
I guess he knows that because of the position that Maru's in, after already being hurt pretty badly from that harass, he knows that SCVs just have to be pulled. This is like, just a thing in StarCraft defense. He knows it has to be pulled. With 7 Templars, you can storm both the workers and the army.
Yeah,
and even if you're eating Liberator shots and Marauder shots, it's like, well,
the thing is, the Marauders, you look at that army up a ramp, it seems like you can't attack because there are so many Marauders, but he put so many storms on that Maru had to dodge the storms and wasn't even firing with the Marauders for so long.
Yeah.
He actually was, like, Trap was fighting little pieces of the army that were left over as Maru tried to dodge Psy Storm. So, beautifully executed attack from Trap. taking that victory, and now he's up 2-1.
Okay. Winter's Gate is going to be map number 4. We're just trucking along in this semifinals. Let's see if Maru tries to mix it up. Trap is able to execute his plans thus far in game 2 and 3. Game 4 starts now.
Jin Air Green Wings, Trap. Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
All right.
Oh, okay. So there's a probe over here, right at 9 o'clock, and he is going to proxy. A little something.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a gateway, which is cool. It's a strong build, but from what we've seen so far today, Maru is blindly building the bunker, which is exactly what you need.
We love you guys. Thanks for coming down.
Excellent signs, everybody.
Yeah, great signs. So this is the moment where Trap is going to elect to attack in. Now, this map has these inhibitors that slow down units moving across. So, one idea is that it's not as easy to attack in, but I think with this build, Trap is sort of playing around. He can get ahead of the inhibitors and attack in before they really start to play a role. Oh, and a second proxy pylon down here.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, with
That's
Protoss and the way the game operates, and that you just need one pylon to power a building, as long as you're matching the supply in the game, you're allowed to hide as many things on the map as you want. Yeah. It can backfire on you if the attack doesn't work because your tech and your buildings are in the middle of the map and therefore easier to kill. But hold on, wait, is that about to be scouted? Hold on, Shine, go back.
No, wait. Oh no,
wait.
I guess he did just then scout it.
Okay,
but he already has his bunker. It's just about to finish, so very well done.
Could
with
not
that
have timed
scout.
out better, by the way.
Yeah.
Literally finishes the moment a proxied adept could get to the edge of the base. That's so sick.
All right, some really excellent micro on both sides here.
Adept getting a little bit low on HP. Shades out.
With this Twilight coming up, let's see what he does. Is it going to be something silly like a Dark Shrine, or is he going to get Glaives?
It's a good question.
Ooh, silliness. Let's do
Tom
it.
Sillery.
Yeah.
Tom
With the SCV
Celery.
down there, seeing that there's no Nexus.
So there's this little mini game going on where the SCV is trying to finish the command center, and the Adepts are trying to stay out of range of the bunker.
Funny.
And he's basically canceling and then moving it back on to avoid RNG of the SCV sliding, skating over to the left side, and then getting killed. So he does finish it. I mean, the CC is up and running. The Dark Shrine is coming, though. And, when you were talking about what might happen, in my head, Artosis, I was thinking Glaives. I thought, you're just going to try to mount up enough Adepts. Maybe you thought the initial attack was going to go better than it did, and the CC would be more delayed, and you could kind of landslide the game through Adepts. But I think the DTs are a really intelligent move. Now, the Reaper's going to get in here. Can he identify the sheer lack of pylons? Because there's already obviously one proxied, but he only sees 2. And if you're really on point, there would have to be one more.
I think that there's so little in the base and so few Adepts actually hit him. Where'd the rest of the money go?
Yeah, there's no other gates. There's no... Yeah, you have to see the lack of something there. Now
He's dead. All right, sick. He just dropped 2 mules. That's it.
Oh, you're right, yeah. All right.
Watch it. He'll probably GG here.
Oh, Maru's smiling to himself in the booth as he realizes he just got tricked.
He's like, wow, you want to go to the finals so bad. Look at you. Maru is going to be sitting at the other table at lunch, Tasteless. That's what's going to be happening.
Yeah, he's
going
to
to take a game off him like this.
Try to come back in this one. And this is brilliant strategic play here by Trap. I think Maru also is anticipating Adept Glaives. even after scouting
I
and
don't
seeing
know
that there
what
was
the-
nothing in the main, he thought, okay, well, he must have hidden the
There had
gates
to
on
be
the map.
something out there, but it's hard to tell as well. Like everything gets so stifled from the initial pressure.
We've seen some players make a lot more gates outside on the map too, and stuff like that. You know, where it's like, oh, okay, well, you just hit it, you put everything in the middle of the map. Then he scans eventually and kills it, but we're at 32 workers to 22. Maru in the deficit, of course, and that number is going to get lower and lower for Maru as another DT comes in, easily able to one-hit SCVs.
Oh my gosh, it's just so much damage.
Oh, man.
So much damage.
GG. Trap takes game 4, and that means he's up 3-1. And you can see Maru, that's a smile of embarrassment there. I mean,
is Trap even Maru's friend? That's my question
some
here.
scumbag play, I'll tell you that much.
Is there something going on in that Jin Air house? Because the way that Trap just played that game and the lack of emotions on his face, he doesn't look regretful even a little bit.
No, he does not, Artosis. I mean, I thought we were going to have more games like that last game, like hyper deceptive, but I think it's a brilliant transition from Trap. He won in straight up macro power play in game 3, and then he switched into this crazy cheese build. And that's going to put Maru, I mean, he's in trouble, man. He's going to have to win every game from here on out. We'll see if he can continue and try to do that after this short break. Do not go away.